Hi, I'm Dick Wagner. I want to talk about my book. A lot of people don't know that I've written a book, but I have, and it's currently doing very well as an e-book. Kindle, you hear about Kindle all the time. Well, they were selling 1 million Kindles per week during the month of December, obviously for Christmas gifts in the United States. I don't know about the rest of the world, but the rest of the world is more important than what they were selling in the States. My book is a Kindle book, and it's really a story, or a series of stories, vignette style, put together as an autobiography. Although I don't like to call it an autobiography, it's stories from my life, from the career I've had in music, and my interaction with a lot of different people, from Alice Cooper to Lou Reed, to going back when I was a kid, and it was Roy Orbison and Jerry Lee Lewis. And so it covers a very broad spectrum of different artists in rock and roll, and all the activities that sort of corresponded with the times. So it's interesting that way. If you want to read about sex, drugs, and rock and roll from the vantage point of a rock and roll guitar player who was touring with most of the big artists at the time, this is definitely the book for you. If you want to just read about some lessons learned in life about drug abuse and all the things that bring us down, this is the book for you. And if you want to simply enjoy some very familiar kind of family life stories that I experienced, because I consider myself to be just an ordinary person who happens to be leading an extraordinary life. I'm still doing it 40, 50 years after I first picked up a guitar, and just trying to make music. My friends call me the maestro, which is great. I love that. I call myself Dickie. And I love that too. My grandmother used to call me Dickie. We used to go for ice cream, and my grandmother would take me for ice cream, and I'd only have to say, Dickie, I bream. And my grandmother knew to take me up with some ice cream, which is a habit I still have today. I still like to go out for a little bit of I bream. I'm imposing myself on your audience today, but actually for a very good cause, my book. The book is called Not Only Women Bleed, because a song that Alice Cooper and I wrote together called Only Women Bleed is a classic song today, and I just thought the title of my book should be Not Only Women Bleed. That there are the other side of the spectrum, from a man's point of view. And so if you're interested at all in Alice Cooper music, Lou Reed music, my music, Dick Wagner, the book will tell you many, many stories and give you an inside look at all the things that we accomplished during the 1970s, 80s, 90s, hundreds, 200s, a lot of years covered, and I hope that you'll buy it, and I hope that you'll enjoy it. And thank you very much. I just wanted to mention one more thing. This book, Not Only Women Bleed by Dick Wagner, is really a really good portrayal of life on the road as a rock and roll musician. So any of you musicians out there who can relate to what goes on the road, a lot of stories in here for you. And just to the average housewives out there, a lot of stories in here for you too. A lot of stories about women. I happen to love women, always have. And especially starting with my mother. And the stories about her in there too. I just think it's a very universal kind of trip through life. And I encourage you. Not Only Women Bleed. And I thank you for watching and the time you spent here with me at this moment. So let me play you one more little piece here. Man's got his woman to take his seat. She's got the power when he's got the need. She spends her life through pleasing up her man. She feeds him dinner, oh, anything she can. She cries alone at night too often. He smokes and drinks, don't come home at all. Only women bleed. Only women bleed. My book is Not Only Women Bleed. Only women bleed.